Shalom and blessings, Iber Tov, my beloved warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. We are going to be continuing on with the book of the Shaymayim, a collection of the writings on the heavens. We finished the 12 testaments of the 12 patriarchs, and now we're moving on to the Ascension of Isaiah, because we already read through all of Baruch, all 3 chapters of Baruch. So I just skipped over and went over to the Ascension of Isaiah. Hala Yeshayahu. We are on 1. And it came to pass in the 26th year of the reign of Yechizkiyahu, king of Yehuda, that he called Manasseh his son. Now he was only 1. And he called him into the presence of Yeshayahu, the son of Amoz, the prophet, and into the presence of Shayar, Yashuv, the son of Yeshayahu, in order to deliver unto him the words of righteousness which the king himself had seen, and of the eternal judgments and torments of Gehinnom, and of the prince of this world, and of his angels, and his authorities, and his powers, and the words of the faith of the beloved, which he himself had seen in the 50th year, of his reign during his illness. And he delivered unto him the written words which Somnos the scribe had written, and also those which Yeshayahu the son of Amoz had given to him, and also to the prophets, that they might write and store up with him what he himself had seen in the king's house, regarding the judgment of the angels and the destruction of this world, and regarding the garments of the Kodashim, and their going forth, and regarding their transformation, and the persecution and ascension of the beloved. In the 20th year of the reign of Yechizkiyahu, Yeshayahu had seen the words of this prophecy, and had delivered them to Shayar, Yashuv his son. And whilst he Yechizkiyahu gave commands, Yashuv the son of Yeshayahu was standing by. Yeshayahu said to Yechizkiyahu the king, but not in the presence of Manasseh, only did he say unto him, as Adonai lives, and the Ruach which speaks in me lives, all these commands and these words will be made of none effect by Manasseh your son. And through the agency of his hands I shall depart amid the torture of my body. And Samael Malchira will serve Manasseh, and execute all his desires, and he will become a follower of Belial rather than of me. And many in Jerusalem and in Yehuda he will cause to abandon the true faith, the true Amunah. And Belial will dwell in Manasseh, and by his hands I shall be sawn asunder. And when Yechizkiyahu heard these words, he wept very bitterly, and rent his garments, and placed earth upon his head, and fell on his face. And Yeshayahu said unto him, the counsel of Samael against Manasseh is consummated, nothing will avail you. And on that day Yechizkiyahu resolved in his heart to slay Manasseh his son. And Yeshayahu said to Yechizkiyahu, the beloved has made of none effect your design, and the purpose of your heart will not be accomplished. For with this calling have I been called, and I shall inherit the heritage of the beloved. 2. And it came to pass after that Yechizkiyahu died, and Manasseh became king, that he did not remember the commands of Yechizkiyahu his father, but forgot them. And Samael abode in Manasseh, and clung fast to him. And Manasseh forsook the service of Elohim of his father, of the Elohim of his father, and he served Satan and his angels and his powers. And he turned aside the house of his father, which had been before the face of Yechizkiyahu, from the words of wisdom and from the service of Elohim. And Manasseh turned aside his heart to serve Belial, for the angel of lawlessness, who is the ruler of this world, is Belial, whose name is Mantenbucus. And he delighted in Jerusalem, because Manasseh and he made him strong in apostatizing Yasharal, and in the lawlessness which was spread abroad in Jerusalem. And witchcraft and magic increased, and divination and auguration, and fornication and adultery, and the persecution of the righteous by Manasseh and Belkira and Tobiah and the Canaanim, and Yochanan of Ananoth, and by Zadok the chief of the works. And the rest of the acts, behold, they are written in the Sefer of the kings of Yehuda and Yasharal. And when Yeshayahu the son of Amatz saw the lawlessness which was being perpetuated in Jerusalem, and the worship of Satan and his wantonness, he drew from Jerusalem and settled in Bethlehem of Yehuda. And there also there was much lawlessness and withdrawing from Bethlehem. He settled on a mountain in a desert place. And Micah, the prophet, and the aged Chananyahu and Yoel and Chabakuk and his son Shear Yashuv, and many of the faithful who believed in the ascension into Shaymayim, or heaven, withdrew and settled on the mountain. They were all clothed with garments of hair, and they were all prophets. And they had nothing with them, but were naked, and they all lamented with a great lamentation because of the going astray of Yasharal. And these ate nothing save wild herbs, which they gathered on the mountains, and having cooked them, they lived thereon together with Yeshayahu the prophet. And they spent 2 years of days on the mountains and hills. And after this, whilst they were in the desert, there was a certain man in Shamron named Belkira, and the family of Sidkiyahu, the son of Canaanah, a false prophet, whose dwelling was in Bethlehem. Now Yechizkiyahu, the son of Chanani, who was the brother of his father, and in the days of Achav, king of Yasharal, had been the teacher of the 400 prophets of Baal, had himself smitten and reproved Micah the son of Amadah the prophet, and Micah had been reproved by Achav and cast into prison. And he was with Sidkiyahu the prophet. They were with Achaziahu the son of Achav, king in Shamron, and Eliyahu the prophet of Taban of Gilead was reproving Achaziahu and Shamron, and prophesied regarding Achaziahu that he should die on his bed of sickness, and that Shamron should be delivered into the hand of Leba Nasir, because he had slain the prophets of Elohim. And when the false prophets who were in Achaziahu the son of Achav, and their teacher Jalarjaz of Mount Yoal had heard, now he was a brother of Sidkiyahu, when they persuaded Achaziahu the king of Agaran, and slew Micah. Okay, we'll read one more. 3. And Belkira recognized and saw the place of Yeshayahu and the prophets who were with him, for he dwelt in the region of Bethlehem, and was an adherent of Manasseh. And he prophesied falsely in Jerusalem, and many belonging to Jerusalem were confederate with him, and he was a Shamaranim. And it came to pass, when Alagar Zagar, king of Ashur, had come and captive and led them away to the mountains of Medes and the rivers of Tazon. This Belkira, while still a youth, had escaped and come to Jerusalem in the days of Yechizkiyahu, king of Yehuda. But he walked not in the ways of his father of Shomron, for he feared Yechizkiyahu. And he was found in the days of Yechizkiyahu, speaking words of lawlessness in Jerusalem. And the servants of Yechizkiyahu accused him, and he made his escape to the region of Bethlehem. And Belkira accused Yeshayahu and the prophets who were with him, saying, Yeshayahu and those who are with him prophesy against Jerusalem and against the cities of Yehuda, that they shall be laid waste, and against the children of Yehuda and Benjamin, also that they shall go into captivity, and also against you, O Lord the king, that you shall go bound with hooks and iron chains. But they prophesy falsely against Yasharal and Yehuda. And Yeshayahu himself has said, I see more than Moshe the prophet. But Moshe said, no man can see Elohim and live. And Yeshayahu has said, I have seen Elohim, and behold, I live. Know therefore, O king, that he is lying. And Jerusalem also he has called Sodom, and the princes of Yehuda and Jerusalem he has declared to the people of Amorah. And he brought many accusations against Yeshayahu and the prophets before Manasseh. But Belial dwelt in the heart of Manasseh, and in the heart of the princes of Yehuda and Benjamin, and of the eunuchs of the counselors of the kings. And the words of Belkirah pleased him exceedingly, and he sent and seized Yeshayahu. For Belial was in great wrath against Yeshayahu by reason of the vision, and because of the exposure wherewith he had exposed Samael, and because they through him, the going forth of the beloved from the seventh heaven, had been made known, and his transformation and his descent, and the likeness into which he should be transformed, that is, the likeness of man, and the persecution wherewith he should be persecuted, and the torturers wherewith the children of Yasharal should torture him, and the coming of his 12 apostles, and the teachers, and that he should before the Shabbat be crucified upon the tree, and should be crucified together with wicked men, and that he should be buried in the sepulchre. And the 12 who were with him should be offended because of him, and the watch of those who watch the sepulchre. And the descent of the angels of the called out assembly, which is in the Shaymayim, or the heavens, whom he will summon in the last days, and that Gabriel, the angel of the Ruach HaKodesh, and Michael, the angel, or the chief of the Kodesh angels, on the third day will open the sepulchre. And the beloved sitting on their shoulders will come forth and send out his 12 Talmudim. And they will teach all the nations in every tongue of the resurrection of the beloved. And those who believe in his stake will be saved, and in his ascension into the seventh heaven from which he came. And that many who believe in him will speak through the Kodesh Ruach. And many signs and wonders will be wrought in those days. And afterwards, on the eve of his approach, his Talmudim will forsake the teachings of the 12 apostles, and their faith and their love and their purity. And there will be much contention on the eve of his advent and his approach. And in those days many will love office, though devoid of wisdom. And there will be many lawless elders and shepherds dealing wrongly by their own sheep, and they will ravage them, owing to their not having Kodesh. Sorry, my face froze for a minute. So let me try to go back a minute. Okay, so I said, and there will be many lawless elders and shepherds dealing wrongly by their own sheep, and they will ravage them, owing to their not having Kodesh shepherds. And many will change the honor of the garments of the Kodeshim for the garments of the covetous. And there will be much respect of persons in those days, and lovers of the honor of this world. And there will be much slander and vainglory at the approach of Adonai, and the Ruach HaKodesh will withdraw from many. And there will not be in those days many prophets, nor those who speak trustworthy words, save one here and there in divers places. On account of the Ruach of error and fornication, and of vainglory and of covetousness, which shall be in those who will be called servants of that one, and in those who will receive that one. And there will be great hatred in the shepherds and elders towards each other, for there will be great jealousy in the last days. For everyone will say what is pleasing in his own eyes. And they will make of none effect the prophecy of the prophets, which were before me. And these my visions also will they make of none effect, in order to speak after the impulses of their own hearts. Next time we will be reading the Ascension of Isaiah 4 and 5. After the Ascension of Isaiah is the Gospel of John. If you guys want me to read that, Besora Yochanan, let me know in the comments. If not, then I will be moving on to the next section in the Sefer. I'm going to do a poll to see if you guys still want me to continue with Ecclesiasticus or if you guys want me to move on to Maccabees, because in my live videos with Sister Roz and Sister Okari, we are reading Ecclesiasticus right now. So in the last 2 live videos, we've been working through Ecclesiasticus, and we did a study on Ecclesiastes in the BYNB for our first study. So just let me know in the comments, because I don't want to be repetitive if you guys watch the live videos that I do with my sisters. And sorry. Now it is time to praise Yahuwah. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Yahuwah knows who are his. Do your utmost to show yourself approved. Be ye not deceived by wolves in sheep's clothing. For in the last days there will be blasphemers and evildoers. Yahuwah is with me. Yahuwah is for me. Yahuwah is greater than all of these things. If Elohim is for me, then who should be against me? Seek him, and you will find him. Knock, and the door will be opened unto you. Unto you. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuwah in the Shaymayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah in the truth.